Savage Messiah: How Dr. Jordan Peterson is Saving Western Civilization by Jim Prosser. The hardcover was published by St. Martin's Press on 21st January 2020. It is of 352 pages. I read the ARC provided through netgalley.com. The review is as follows. This is a laughable, egotistical advert for the supposed genius professor of psychology who also worked as a clinical practitioner. Dr. Peterson is popular or popularly controversial in some Canadian and US circles as either a man ahead of his times or dogmatic and conservative. As the author elaborates, his talks generate 200,000 paid attendees. Dr. Peterson himself gave Dr. Oz a figure of $2,500 per session, and people pay an additional $200 just to get a picture and a 15-second chat with him. His YouTube channel has more than 2 million subscribers. He has written a book that sold 2 million copies. You've got to hand it to the guy for hitting a nerve. But the author has gone way overboard in his praise of the professor, turning Dr. Peterson into some Russell Crowe gladiator, a man against the world and machines, a mythological sphinx rising from the ashes again and again only to fight the Goliath of what he considers to be illogical truth taught in universities and imposed in public discourse today. He's transformed into a lone ranger, soldiering on in his quest to undo the scourge of political correctness and totalitarian socialism on campuses. All this battle while struggling with very real personal demons, such as his severe depression and his daughter's medical crisis. But really, all that the professor has actually done is clashed with his university and created a website and uploaded videos on YouTube that generated thousands of eyeballs. This hero worship by the author equates some actions of Dr. Peterson with sentences which will make you cringe and laugh in equal measure. For example, Exhibit A. After Dr. Peterson has just uploaded 3 videos on YouTube, the author describes the action as, "It was his moment in the Garden of Gethsemane before his certain crucifixion." Exhibit B. Content to ignore these Marxist useful idiots on campus, Jordan returned to his studies buoyed by his flirtation with Tammy and relieved of his compulsion to attack fellow students. But bloody dreams still haunted his nights, and a deep-seated fear of nuclear war shadowed his days. Get a grip, buddy. Exhibit C. For a moment he put down his endless labors. And Exhibit D. Gallows humor. We were condemned men, heads down on the chopping block, making fun of the executioner's shoes. Reading such sentences, it felt like someone, either the author or the professor, has a very loose grip on reality and a potency for theatrics. The story that really intrigues me and must have its own book and narration is the health crisis of Dr. Peterson's daughter Michaela, who has been on heavy medications for severe depression, rheumatism, itching skin since she was 3 years old. At 22, she was on 20 medications. On page 188, she is quoted as saying, "My arthritis is back, my skin is breaking out, I have body odor, my gums are bleeding, my face is puffy, and I am on the verge of hallucinating." Then she got better through dietary change. I would have liked to know more about it, and hopefully she's working on her health biography. Another subject matter that would have made a good book is Dr. Peterson's family history of severe depression, or one on his own various inflammation-induced health problems, and he has many. For example, psoriasis, uveitis, alopecia, weight gain. That would make a good book too. But not this. The professor is nothing more than a grandiose gas bag, more noise than substance. He is against political correctness, that's fine, but my God, is he full of hot air or what? The author clearly worships him. And as I watched his numerous YouTube videos, I bloody failed to understand the fuss around him, pun intended. Most of his rambling talks went over my head, not through, at the speed of light. The single video that made a bit of sense was his interview with Dr. Oz in 2018, where he spoke of personal responsibility, suffering, and meaning in life in all his gas-bag glory. His best teary-eyed line, quote, "It's unbelievable how little genuine encouragement many people need and how they had none. It is an ethical crime for you to allow all that necessary potential to go to waste. It hurts you, it hurts your family, it hurts the world. Unquote. That's a good line. And though the book is full of transcripts of his YouTube videos, which are heralded by the author as momentous revolutionary steps in history, in actuality these videos are nothing more than thinly disguised self-promotion by Dr. Peterson. The book is written by an eager Beaver fan, coming across as a marketable catalogue of biographical anecdotes brimming with inflated self-importance and biased verbal diarrhea that reads like a sponsorship catnip promotional campaign, all of which is off-putting to me. I read the ARC via NetGalley and posted the review on Goodreads site in March 2020. To check out memorable lines from the book, and there are quite a few, head over there. Or check Amazon. Meanwhile, I did get a hilarious reaction from the pissed-off author, Mr. Jim Prosser, who got his panties in a twist over my opinion. In the comments section at Goodreads, Mr. Prosser wrote, quote, "I get you are limited as a mathematician and none too good as a literary critic either. So your admission that Dr. P's video went through, see over your head is a refreshing admission of dim-wittedness. A shame. Dr. P's insights could really help you." Unquote. Yes, Mr. Prosser, the book did go over my head, not through, because your book is linguistic gimmickry to lift up a mediocre professor who has done well on the speaking circuit, and that's America for you. Of course, I do have to wonder, is this my moment in the Garden of Gethsemane before my certain crucifixion? I guess not. Thank you for listening. Do share your comments below.